From Hasbro and Transformers Earthspark, this is the Deluxe Class Optimus Prime. Now, this is one of the few Earthspark Deluxes that aren't just a Cyberverse Deluxe redone. This is an all-new mold for this Optimus. The thing I said before is, as much as I like Earthspark, there are problems I have with the show. For instance, I think the designs get a little bit weird sometimes. Optimus, definitely a little bit strange. Alongside that, I'm not big on Optimus from Earthspark. He's just not... I don't know, it's not even that he's a bad character, it's just not like how I would want to do an Optimus. And there on the back you can see the truck, we get a gun, and an axe. Overall, decent looking figure. We get a Build-A-Figure piece for Dr. Mandroid. That's gotta be something someone is into. But yeah, it's just... I like my Optimuses to be like the Skybound Optimus, right? You know, I don't need them to be perfect, but they at least need to try. I like it when they're dad of the robots. Earthspark Optimus being more than on board with war crimes going on against Decepticon prisoners, even if he's not fully aware what's going on, it's still a bit skeevy, a little bit too greasy for how I like an Optimus. But that's beside the point, let's actually look at the figure. Getting Optimus out of the box, and even if this isn't my preferred Prime design, this is actually a pretty good capturing of his look from the show. I think his proportions are a little bit weird, but that's show accurate. I think his head's a little bit weird. That's very show accurate. Really, the only thing here that's not show accurate is the backpack, but it's not too bad. And overall, the figure does look pretty solid. That said, you can already see I got a pretty loose arm here. Even still, I can live with that. When it comes to these Cyberverse and Earthspark Deluxes, the thing you find is a lot of times they are pretty great when it comes to the engineering. The quality control, though, not always there. Taking a closer look at the head sculpt, and it's not even a bad head sculpt, I'm not too big on it. I don't like how the antennae are swept back. I really don't like how flat the face mask is. Like, I have a hard time figuring out where his nose is. Like, it's sculpted in there, obviously, but it just... I don't know, it's too flat for me. I don't like how there's no dimensionality to that Optimus head sculpt. Even still, it is at least different, it's unique, it's an Optimus head that I can look at and be like, oh, it's Optimus from Earthspark. It's been a while since there's an Optimus who I can identify just by how their head looks. You got some decent articulation on the go, not a patch on the Earthspark Starscream, but then again, that's the Cyberverse Starscream. The Earthspark figures across the board have been a lot more limited in articulation than the Cyberverse Deluxes, but just to go through it, you have a ball joint at the head, you have a universal at the shoulder, you have an upper arm cut, a pretty deep knee, ball joint at the hand, you have an... wait? Well, no you don't. I thought you had a waist, but you don't? Or do you? No, the transformation joints get in the way. Okay, that's a shame. Okay, but ball joints at the hips, upper thigh cut, very deep knee, and then a little bit of back and forth down here at the foot. Any side to side? A little bit of side to side. There we go. So, not the most articulated figure in the world, but you can at least get a couple of good poses out of him, especially when you take his accessories into account. We get two of them. You get an axe and a gun. Ion Blaster looks pretty solid. It's a lot more squat than usual, but I like the little bit of blue in it. As for the Energon Axe, it's different. It's a little bit more like a, I don't know what you would call it. More like a Viking battle axe than the big fireman axe you would think of for Optimus. But I actually kind of like the colors. That's solid enough. And then the gun, we can just put right there. Very tight grip on it. So, with these in hand, let's see here. Doop. There we go. There we go. There we are. There he is, ready to brutalize some Decepticons. With all the little nitpicks I have, this really is a decent Deluxe Optimus. My only question is, can the vehicle mode stand up to it? Guys, I had to stop mid-transformation. So there is a waist joint on this figure. You have to undo the kibble, but then you get the waist joint. So if you want, this isn't how you're supposed to transform, but transform him like this, and at least then you do get more of the waist, or just fully unfold it. Only issue there is, again, the kibble is going to get in the way. That sucks. The waist joint would have really helped on this figure. I mean, if you want, you could always, let's see here, how do I just do this? There we go, pop that off, and then now you got a waist joint. I don't like the fact that I'm telling you to break your figures, but, I mean, it pops back on. Look. See? I hope it pops back on. Yeah, see, I knew it would do that. Totally, I absolutely knew it would do that, and didn't think for a second there that I just broke it. Okay, now vehicle mode. Weirdly enough, the transformation's basically the G1 toy transformation, or if you really want to make a stretch, it's the Earthrise transformation, just worse. Yeah, basically, aside from the torso doing a 180, everything else is literally just how the G1 toy did it. Thing is, there's not a lot of clearance for anything, so the torso nearly broke on me trying to flip it around the way I'm supposed to. The head, you have to flip backwards or else it just won't go down. And alongside, look at that, the legs are just kind of there, and they have to be at this specific angle, making the truck look a little bit disjointed. And also, yeah, there's like just no paint on this thing. It's very plain looking. I don't want to say like, oh, it's like a Happy Meal toy, but it does look just really cheap with how much of this is just the plastic. It's a thing where I hate that Hasbro will never give more budget to the Cyberverse or the Earthspark Deluxes. In a lot of ways, they're more fun figures. They just aren't allowed to exist at the same level as some of the less fun Generations figures are. But, I mean, hey, it's a decent Optimus. And alongside that, we still have the accessories. Where's a good place for them? Is there a good place for them? Oh my god, is there no weapon storage? There might not be any weapon storage. Huh. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there's any weapon storage on this guy. That's weird. I keep trying. There's literally just no way to transform him without that piece falling off its peg. It's going to break eventually. Like, that's just the reality of this figure. What can I say about this Optimus? It's not bad. It's a decent Optimus. At least it's a little bit unique with the design and the proportions. But both in terms of this Optimus as a character and as a figure, there are better Optimuses out there. Especially when it comes to the toys. There's so many better Optimuses. If you're just really, really into Earthspark, then yeah, this guy has some merit. But even if it was something like, oh, you just need a deluxe Optimus, they're about to do a deluxe one in Generations. There's a really good Cyberverse Deluxe. There's been good deluxes throughout the entire years of Transformers. The Orion packs from Studio Series for Transformers 1 looks like it's going to be great. This Optimus just isn't all that special. Sorry to say it.